We have major updates around the Chicago Bulls as they release Adama Sanogo and pick up guard Jamir Young. We'll also be talking about Patrick Williams and his most recent injury update. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe. You found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so today we're looking at the most recent updates around the Chicago Bulls as they release Adama Sanogo and pick up yet another guard. We'll also be looking at Patrick Williams as he has a new injury since the last time we saw him play. And so before we go ahead and jump into the content for today, wanted to remind you that 66.6% of you that watch are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure that you go ahead and you slam dunk on that subscribe button for us, as it means a lot to us as we try to reach our end of the season subscriber goal. And so with that being said, let's start off with Adama Sanogo, who has been released by the Chicago Bulls. And so look, I think initially this is tough to see, because here is a player that was averaging 16.6 points a game, 10.9 rebounds a game, 1.4 blocks a game in 22 games in the G League. This is his second season with us. And the one thing that initially I love about Adama Sanogo is he's a champion, right? Because he came from UConn as an NCAA champion. And so I think that anytime you win a championship at any level, I think that certainly is something that can be impactful for a team. But aside from that, I think that he's shown us that he can be a player that perhaps could maybe bring that physicality. He's a player that understands how to get rebounds, and he is undersized, I would say, to be, maybe a center, but still he can be somebody on your front line that certainly I think could come in and definitely become a good role player. And I know, he doesn't necessarily have, the best jump shot just yet. I think it's something that he's working on, but I do love the fact that anything you throw to him, he catches it. So he's great with catching the ball in traffic. And I think he understands, he has a good feel for finishing around the basket as well. And so look, I think that the Bulls definitely should have given him a good look, especially when you're trying to get the direction of this team. And it's just unfortunate because I remember back earlier this season, Billy Donovan talking about getting Sanogo, I think, some more time and some more opportunity, and we never really saw that. And unfortunately, he was injured this year. But even I think without the injury, I think that I still wanted to see some more of Sanogo, especially now in this situation where, I think the writing is kind of on the wall with Vooch and just the direction the Bulls are probably going to be headed there. I think you need to see exactly what you have, because if you do need to put Jalen Smith into the starting position, I've said this before, even if you do get a rookie center, I think that you would want to get some experience there. I get that they have Zach Collins. I'm not sure if they're even necessarily committed to him. I mean, they didn't even play him the first night that they had him, and it was very sparingly the next time. And so I think that you give Sanogo a chance. Here's somebody that's been in your building. He's played well in the Summer League, and yes, I know it's the G League, and he did have a very good performance at the end of the year last season. And so the very most, I think it really doesn't hurt the Bulls to give him an opportunity. And, just on the flip side of that, just the irony of it is we talk about this team. We're talking about them needing to get better on the front line. And what do? They go out and they sign another guard. And so, look, here's the thing with this. So with Jamir Young, he is a standout G League guard. So he's coming out of the University of Maryland. He's averaging 22.4 points a game, 7.3 assists a game, 4.5 rebounds a game. He's played in 30 games, 24 of those he started. And again, he's a guard. He's 6'2", and so he's definitely probably going to be a point guard. I'm not sure what the wingspan is, and I'm not even sure if he's necessarily going to get a chance to get some minutes. I think that I would be shocked to see him actually get some minutes with the big club, especially since you have Trey Jones, you have Lonzo, you have Josh Giddey, you have Ayo, you have Kobe White. Like, there's so many guards already, and that's not even counting like THT. You have Dalen Terry. I'm not sure if you count him as a guard or a forward, but still, you have so many players in the way. And I'm not sure that he's necessarily going to get a chance to, get a chance here with the big club. And then on top of that, I do understand him getting to the Bulls because he did play with the Grand Rapids team, which is actually affiliated with the Denver Nuggets. We know AK has come from the Denver Nuggets. And so, obviously it's something that AK sees here that he wants to see some more of. It's unfortunate to release, I think, a good player in Adama Sanogo, and I think it's tough because of the injury. So I'm not saying the Bulls necessarily, I think if they hold on to him, it's one thing, but if you release him for a guard, I think that that's another thing. So I think that was a very interesting roster move. Definitely let me know what you're thinking. I just think that Adama Sanogo should have got some more time. And so next up, I wanted to talk about a player that is definitely with us and definitely is going to be seeing some more time here, and that is Patrick Williams. And so here's the situation with Patrick Williams. The last time we saw Patrick Williams, I think he banged his knee, and then he ended up not finishing the game. And so since then, it looks like that he had been practicing, and it looks like now he has quad soreness. All right, so he has quad soreness, and he has been ruled out for tomorrow's game against the New York Knicks. And so with that being said, I think that when I look at Patrick Williams and this season so far, I think that this has probably been a frustrating season, right? Because, we had heard the reports that he had a setback, trying to get himself together, training and everything else. I think when the players went off to Miami, if I'm not mistaken, and they ran their own little camp. And then once he did get into camp, we heard him in media day say that, hey, there wasn't a setback, but clearly it seemed like it was something because he definitely had a slow start to the season. He was trending pretty well, and then he got the sore foot, and then, they had to sit him there. And then now he has this quad soreness, and this is going to be 11 games this season that he has missed. And so it's not a whole bunch of games, but still, I don't think that this is necessarily what the Bulls wanted to see, especially since he just signed a 5-year, $90 million deal. Because when we look at the production that we're getting from Patrick Williams, look at 9.1 points a game, 4 rebounds a game, 2 assists a game. You see he's at 0.6 for the blocks, 0.8 for the steals. It's not like we've seen an intake in production. And I think that that's what the Bulls probably were betting on. Remember, they did not let him hit the market and really get any offers. They immediately went out and they pretty much signed him. And so, I think that there's the real sense that maybe the Bulls maybe outbidded themselves. I mean, I think that that's something that, we'll have to see as time kind of goes along. And, at this point in time, I don't want to say that he cannot become a star in this league at some point, but I just think that I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I still want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He still continues to show flashes at some points, but, I think at this point in time, he's maybe a player that maybe comes off the bench. And remember, that is really what he was doing when he was in college. He was the sixth man coming off the bench. And so I think maybe that is the more comfortable role for Patrick Williams. And now you move forward more so with Modest Buzelis and maybe other players that you have on the roster, either via, Dalen Terry or Julian Phillips, if you want to throw them in there, or if you go out and add a free agent, or more than likely when you get another draft prospect, I think that maybe that is the player that you're going to start to really build your front line with, along with Modest Buzelis. And then if you're keeping Patrick Williams involved with the team, a part of the young core, then maybe he's coming off the bench. But I still think that whatever happens with the Bulls as they try to figure out what they want to do with this roster, they really need to throw him into multiple situations. You need to see, is there a lineup that maybe you see more out of him? You got to play him with Josh Giddey more. You got to play him with some of these guys that you think are going to be here for the long term and see exactly what you have. And I would say this, for the fans that want to see him traded, I would say his trade value right now is very low. And I'm not sure if he doesn't turn the page as a player, if you're going to be able to really maximize that value. And so with that being said, I wanted to thank everybody out there for watching and subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to us here at Bulls Digest as we try to reach our end of the season subscriber goal. Couldn't get that out. And I just wanted to, again, put it out there and just let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking with Patrick Williams in this most recent injury update. Do you think that Patrick Williams will turn a corner here? Do you think that this is a situation where the Bulls should be throwing him out there in multiple situations to see what they have with Patrick Williams and if they want to move forward with them? And also, too, what do you think about Adama Sanogo being released? I think he really never necessarily got the chance I think he should have gotten. I know he's been injured here with the knee, but still, I think that he should have gotten some more minutes. So let me know in the comments what you're thinking. And as we always say, go Bulls, and I will see you on the next one. All right, peace.